So we're an online sexual wellness boutique. So we're a Canadian business. So of course we ship to Canada, the US, a lot of South America, most of Europe, some countries in Asia. We used to ship worldwide, completely worldwide, and then Shopify Payments got quite cross with us and said if we did not cease shipping the goods that we sell, which are, pleasure items, to it was a lot, it was about 20 countries specifically, and not just some in the Middle East, some in Eastern Europe, some in Asia. We were in violation of our Shopify payments, and they're going to cut our account off. So we then quickly had to quickly stop shipping to those countries to continue to run business. And then we've kind of pared down since because there were a lot of issues of items going across the border into countries with different laws and regulations. And it's just, as a small business, it was a bit too much of a risk for us. But this was over a year ago. We pared this down. I also don't think we've ever shipped. We've shipped a few things to like Egypt, the United Arab Emirates, a few to Saudi Arabia, but I don't think we've actually ever shipped specifically anything to Bahrain. So that's also worth noting.
Yes.
Even when we
Okay.
were even when we were shipping, we were like, sure, we'll ship anywhere, and then we actually realized like, oh, this is actually much more complicated than we thought it was going to be.
Right. I guess it's like, depending on the country, they may not be so free in
Hmm.
terms of what people can order. So totally
Yeah.
understand. So obviously, I was wondering first, actually, have you ever like shipped to military bases before?
Yes, we ship quite frequently to military bases, and not just American bases, Canadian bases, and bases in other countries as well. It's pretty normal for us. I mean, look, we selling pleasure items and sexual wellness items is our bread and butter. We talk about it. We look at it. It's what we're passionate. We literally opened the shop because we're passionate about it. So like everyone wants to get it on. Everyone wants to like get it on however they want to get it on. And we love that for them. We want them to be safe. And that's why we started Bonjibon, so that we only have body safe items. And it's, the best out there that we source from the world. So it does. And additionally, my business partner is a vet. So there's also that added layer of all of this. There's, you know what I mean? Like we do not judge whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever job you have. I don't really care. Thank you for supporting our local business. And I hope whatever you're ordering, I hope you get whatever you want and it arrives to you and you enjoy it.
Of course. I know it seems like a taboo topic for a lot of people, but everyone, it's a normal thing. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it's very normal. Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to take up too much of your time today, obviously. So I want to get right to the letter that you received. Kind of just like walk me through when you got it and what your initial response was.
Yeah, so we ship worldwide. We ship to the States quite a bit. And so specifically this year has definitely been challenging shipping to the States as a Canadian business that sells primarily goods made in China, with the tariffs from the US. So when this all happened kind of in July, when things were kind of hitting the fan with the de minimis exception going away and the tariffs being changed almost on like a daily basis for both China and Canada. So we were receiving orders shipped back to the warehouse almost on a daily basis, being stuck at the border. It was a mess. So our warehouse manager was just, going through parcels that had been sent back to us. And she opened one and was like, this is different because obviously the box had been obviously completely opened, whereas the other ones were just return to sender. And then all the items in the order all open, sanitary sealed open, products taken out, obviously like inspected, all the like instruction manuals and whatever, and then put back in haphazardly. And then there was a letter inside. And so the letter was a letter from the Department of Defense, on behalf of the Kingdom of Bahrain. It was speaking specifically to whoever ordered from us, but then in the letter was still telling them to tell us to stop sending butt plugs to Bahrain, but they sent the letter to us. So very confusing on the Department of Defense side of things. I mean, the chain of communication already a mess that we're experiencing. But it was this big letter saying that like it was denied at entry into the country. They are illegal, prohibitive, pornographic items. I think at one point they referenced them as like items that could cause bodily harm, which is hilarious. Which all of this we just find very funny. I mean, we got a huge kick out of it. Because I mean there's many layers here, right? There's I mean, we don't judge. We want everyone to order whatever they want and we want everyone to feel confident and start shopping for whatever they want, but there is a juxtaposition of like a military person in a foreign country for a foreign country in that country ordering butt plugs, and having no understanding that those items are illegal in the country that they're in, and you know what I mean. And then we're getting this letter, and it's on a very, it is an official, very official with like you seal. You hold the letter up, and there's the Kingdom of Bahrain like water emboss on the like it's a very official letter.
Okay, so it was
And
from, sorry, just it was from Bahrain and the Department of Defense. Like it was like a
it's
joint
from the
letter.
Department of Defense. It's I can send you the letter if you want to
Please,
read it.
yeah,
Yeah,
please.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's no problem. I can send you the letter. You'll see what I mean by how they're like addressing the person who ordered it, telling to then tell them to tell us while sending the letter to us. Very
Mhm.
confusing. Um, yeah, and for us, I mean, it was a very official letter, and then hilariously, a few weeks later, we got a second, yeah, a few weeks later, we got a second package sent back to us. Once again, Bahrain, a different order, with the same, all the things opened, letter inside, dated about a month. So and then the letter was dated in April. So whenever they signed this letter, you also, how whenever it got back to us, it was in July. So this package went on a journey. But then we got another one a few weeks later, dated in May, sent back to us a few weeks later from that same MO. So we just thought the
Wow.
whole thing was quite funny from so many angles, especially once again, my business partner is a vet, just and how serious it all was. And additionally, you know, we're just a business in Canada trying to get everyone their vibrators in a safe and like consensual way. And like on our end, and for people who don't know, when soldiers are stationed overseas, if they want to order something online or order something from a family member or whatever, that package has to go to like a military base PO box basically, and then it gets processed, and then it gets forwarded to wherever that soldier is overseas. So for us, we just thought it was an order going to a military base, which once again is not an uncommon thing for us in both Canada, the US, or in other countries. We didn't even know it was going to Bahrain until it came back to us months later, and it just kind of unraveled this whole hilarity, or this whole hilarious moment.
Totally. And it's very interesting that this happened twice, kind of like a month apart, and that the Department of
Yeah.
Defense, or I guess now War, sent the letter to you, which I
Yeah,
find very interesting.
the letter was inside the order, like inside, resealed inside the order back to us. Yeah, we got. I mean, it's not every day as a Canadian citizen that you get a very cross letter from the Department of Defense, now War. I think I'm not, but it's not every day you get a letter as a Canadian from the Department of Defense for the United States. So of course we had to frame it in a rhinestone frame. Like it's just, I don't know if there was any other thing we could have done. I think it's quite funny. I can relay. The only thing they wanted me to let people know to not order butt plugs if you're in Bahrain from us as a US soldier. So I made a social media video about it, and it did quite well. Because I think there's just, like I said, there's many layers of hilarity to this that like we can all just poke fun, and like the situation is quite funny, while at the same time I genuinely want everyone. I'm sad that they didn't get their order, you know.
Honestly, after all this,
I'm
this
sad that
two
after
people
all
are
this,
without. Two people are
I mean,
without.
my business partner kept saying, it's like harm reduction. I don't know why they don't want them to have them.
It's great for your
So,
mental health too.
it's yes, exactly. Yeah, so it's definitely just like layers of hilarity, and we framed them. Well, especially now we got two, right? So we
Mhm.
each have one in each of our offices in a rhinestone frame. And it's just kind of a moment. I am a little sad that this all happened to be, I am a little sad that this all happened like weeks before the Department of War transfer over, because regardless of political affiliation or how you feel about all of it, like that letter would have been so much juicier with the Department of War. Like it just would have been even better.
Maybe you'll
But
get another one. Who knows? That's
here's
fine.
here's hoping. No. No. But
Wondering, go ahead,
in
go
all seriousness, like we are very passionate about what we do. We, like I said many times, we want everyone to receive the pleasure items that they seek out. We don't want anyone to feel any shame about it. I think this is something that we found quite funny, and at the same time, my business, I think it's like when I shared it on social media, lots of laughs. Like it's just kind of a very funny juxtaposition of what's the layers of the story and like how it all came to be. And it's also something that kind of transcends. I mean, I know people want to attach a lot of administration stuff around this. It could have had this. This is like the sex toys are illegal in Bahrain before the current administration. Like this could have happened when the Obama era. This could have happened. Like it is what it is. What it is. It's just quite funny how it all kind of came to be during the peak of all of this.
absolutely. Like you noted earlier in the conversation, like this has been quite a tumultuous year for like business owners with tariffs
Yeah,
and like with, a new administration coming into the US and all these things. Like you said, it's very layered. Could have happened at any time. I'm just
yeah.
wondering though, did you respond to the letter? Like, did you contact them?
No, I like to think that my social media video is the response. Because I mean, what more can I say? I mean, we contacted the customer. The customer is well aware of the situation, and they. I also maintain this seems to be an internal issue amongst communication within the American soldiers. I don't understand why they weren't given like a little pamphlet to explain please don't bring pleasure items into this country you're being stationed in. They are illegal. But this seems like a them problem. I don't know why they're sending me angry letters. It's not that angry, but like I don't know why they're sending me very cross letters saying stop sending items that could cause bodily harm to this country. I thought I was sending it to a military base. This sounds like a you problem. The
Yeah,
call
it
was coming
sounds
from
like
inside the house.
it's very true. It's very true. It needs to be properly communicated among the team. And
Yeah.
apologies to them in advance. Like,
I'm just a girl in Canada. I'm just over here shipping everything out,
mhm.
trying to make things happen.
But as for the customers, you said they have been notified, and are they, I guess, like
Yes. Oh, yeah.
refunded
They're
because
very
it's been
aware.
returned?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. They're that. I mean, once again, this all happened kind of back in July, so this has been long since. They
got it.
yes, we run a very tight customer service ship over at Bonjibon, so they've been notified. They're very aware of what happened. Um, but yeah, it is a funny. The layers to this also just are very funny, just with what's happening currently with just the nature of the items that we're selling to the location where they're being sent, and then just we very much understand the hilarity of it all, hence the framing in a bedazzled frame.
Exactly. It's pink bedazzled, if I'm not
It's pink.
mistaken.
It's actually like a rainbow bedazzle.
Oh,
It's
perfect.
yeah, it's really great. It's really great.